circumstances beyond anyone's control. Dr. Dre is in the motherfucking house, so right about now, and I say, yo Steve, are you with me? ICE, are you with me?
Here's a little something about a nigga like me that never should've let me buy tape from Steve. Ice Cube would like to play dope shit mixed by Dr. Dre. And since I was a youth, I like Compton. Now I like the motherfucking Roadium. Buying a tape or two, that's what the hell I do. You don't like Tony A? Well, fuck you, this is a game, and I'm in it. Ice Cube will fuck you up in a minute with a right, left, right, making you sick. And then you see Tony A is on the mix.
Tony A! Tony A! When you're ready, go.
Welcome back, everyone, to Roadium Radio, episode 289. And I would like to thank everybody who tuned in, everybody who logged in, everybody who's in the live chat, talking shit or not talking shit, everybody who disliked or liked, it doesn't matter as long as you guys are still watching. Okay, once again, I want to thank all the LA fools. I want to thank all the IE fools, and I want to give all the San Diego fools also a shout out for tuning in. I got a very special guest. This is kind of like odd because we never usually go live on Saturdays, but I'm glad that they're in town. But before I introduce my very special guest, I got a shout out to Nacho Granny's Cookies. They sponsored us today once again with some cookies. If you guys want to order them, they are on the description and also on the live chat. My team will make sure to put it up there. Check out these damn cookies. They're fat as hell. They're fat, juicy, and they're fat and thick and juicy just like me. Okay, so if you can have the regular ones or you can have the medicated ones. But if you take these medicated ones, you'll most likely be relocated soon. So, all right. So once again, Nacho Granny's Cookies, thank you very much. Thank you for blessing us with those. Other than that, we're going to go ahead and jump right into it because we don't have that much time. They have a schedule to keep, and I got to respect the time. So without further ado, once again, my very special guest, those and Zigzag MB Riders in the motherfucking building. What's up, my brothers? How you doing?
What's good, 28? How you doing, my brother?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Those?
Good, bro. It's a blessing just to be here, to be in front of you, man.
Hey, bro, you know what? I'm grateful for everything, but doesn't the rain suck coming over here, bro?
Yeah, I thought it never rained in Southern California. What's up with that song?
I think that's just a song, bro.
Oh, okay.
So I think that's just a song. But anyways, other than that, I know we have a schedule because some people may wonder why we're going to have to cut it somewhat short because we usually go 2 hours or more.
Okay.
The record is, honestly, we had a 6-hour interview one time.
Wow.
I think second was Be Real. We had a 4-hour interview.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we're not going to do that.
Shout out to Be Real, Cypress Hill. Heck yeah.
Exactly. So, by the way, I was just on Dr. Green Thumb on Tuesday.
Yeah, I saw that, Tony.
If anybody wants to check it out, go check it out on Be Real TV. Other than that, my brothers, I know we were talking about you're a Cowboys fan, if I'm correct.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Are you a football fan at all?
Cardinals, but they didn't do good this year. Because we're from Arizona. I love my home team. You know?
Look, you know what? They were good last year.
Oh, yeah.
And I thought they were going to turn it up this year.
Yes.
But it didn't.
The quarterback started playing Call of Duty, and once he
it was a wrap.
It was a wrap.
Okay, now the Cowboys. I got to ask you a question. Prediction. What are you going to get out of the first round? You still don't even sound confident.
You know, man, I don't know. My boy Dak, I don't know what's going on with him, but I think we can take him, man. At least we just passed the first round. I think we good.
You know what? I did my homework, and a lot of people say Dak threw a lot of picks, a lot of interceptions. Okay, and when I looked at all of them, there were 6 of them. He has 15 this season.
Wow,
15 picks. Yeah. 6 of them though were all by tips.
Right.
So it wasn't like he threw it directly towards someone. Yeah. So I'm going to give him a pass on that one. So I'm hoping, I'm like 60-40 confident that we're going to win. But when you're playing Tom Brady, the GOAT.
That's what I'm saying.
It's a tough one.
Yeah, it is a tough one.
So I'll give you that one. I'll give you 60-40.
All good, man. You know what? We're going to go ahead and jump right into it. And let me ask you guys, where originally are you guys from, bro? Starting with Zigzag.
Originally, Arizona, born and raised, homegrown right there in Glendale, Arizona, my brother.
Glendale, Arizona. Dos?
El Paso, Texas.
Really?
Chuco town.
Chuco. And then moved to when I was about 10. Maybe I moved to Compton for about a year, and then something happened. We went back to we moved to Arizona. My pops was trying to find a job at the time, and we just made that home.
So, El Paso, Compton, AZ.
Yeah.
Was it Glendale as well?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. You know what? One of my first shows out there, let me give a shout out to ODM, Robert from Lighter Shade of Brown, was at a car show. I believe it was 1991. I just recently sent him the flyer.
Wow.
I believe it was Tempe. And I don't know if you guys remember, you guys know a promoter named
Johnny Lazoya.
Johnny Lazoya.
He's still out there doing his
Really?
thing. I mean, I don't think he's too much doing the promoting thing. He's doing more of like photos and stuff, capturing moments, taking pictures of the cars and things like that. Man, he takes great pictures, bro.
Really?
Yeah, he's really dope.
Okay, okay. Now, growing up in Glendale, Arizona, if I'm correct, in a Mexican home?
Yeah.
Okay. What type of music would you say your mother or your father played at home when you were a kid, man?
My dad had this record collection that was just amazing. One thing that I didn't, in my own home, I never really listened to Spanish music. He wasn't into that. You know, my grandma, my nana, my tata, that's all Spanish. Linda Ronstadt, you know, Vicente, everybody. With my dad, it was a variety of records, vinyl. He had everything from James Brown, the Beatles, Earth, Wind and Fire, Jimi Hendrix, Herbie Hancock, Spyro Gyro, Santana. I mean, so many records. And what I would do is when he was at work, I would just play different records and say, oh, man, I like this, I like this. And in my mind, I was already kind of thinking of what kind of samples, I guess, you know, the kind of loops in my head that I was hearing. And so I was always searching for some. But growing up, Rick James, Motown, you know, that was a big influence.
All different genres.
Oh, yeah, big.
Those and yourself?
Oh, man, we grew up with the whole Vicente, Pedro Infante, Luis Miguel, Juan Gabriel. Actually, my pops was a good friend of Juan Gabriel.
Really?
Yeah. And my mom's actually grew up like where Eddie Guerrero used to live in their family. So she knew them. And music-wise, yeah, and it's a trip because most of my family are all bikers. So I'm the only one that came out like this.
Okay.
Yeah, so...
He's biker at heart.
But I'm like a Kiss fan, you know.
Oh, bro, my very first album, 4th grade, because I got good grades, was a Kiss album.
Yeah.
I had the lunch pail.
Oh, no shit?
And a little suit. It had like a Kiss, and then it had a little vest, and had the picture of the group in the back, and had little Levi's. Yeah, bro.
Bro, in elementary, I always wanted a damn lunch pail, bro.
I got one.
You know, because it came with the canteen. You could put your milk or whatever the hell.
Shout out to Mama. Thank you, Mama.
Yeah, I had a damn sack, and it always had a stain like from manteca.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
That's a healthy lunch. If it don't got the grease, it ain't healthy, my friend.
Man, I think one of the worst sandwiches I ever took, I had a bologna sandwich, 2 oat breads, and ketchup.
Oh, what? Ketchup?
Yeah, bro, that's not for me.
Ketchup. I've never had ketchup, but I just figured there was no mustard.
Yeah.
You know, there was no damn mayonnaise. So,
Well, you figure that it almost tastes like a hot dog because it's bologna. It's almost the same thing.
I should have just rolled that shit up to trick myself, huh?
Play it up like that.
That's what I should have done.
Roll it up.
Now, Dose, let me ask you, do you come from a big family as far as a lot of brothers, a lot of sisters?
As my mom's side, there's like, I think at the end of the day, it was 18 of them.
18?
Yeah, kids. So my grandma was working.
Like they had no cable TV, huh?
No cable at all, brother.
Puro.
You know, and it's weird because so many have passed away already.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
Yeah, yeah, I come from a big family, man.
One of my aunts had 15.
Oh, wow.
My mother had 10.
Oh,
So
wow.
definitely no cable.
Yeah.
They didn't have a Spectrum, Comcast. They didn't have any of that back
That's
then.
dope because even my dad's side, I just met them too by my real dad, and they're all luchadores.
No shit.
Yeah,
Okay. How do you explain that when I met my real dad?
Oh, well, when I was out here, it was my stepdad. So
Okay.
he tried, to raise us up and stuff. But
He's a
my
good
real
man.
dad, well, he's the one that wasn't there,
Okay.
And I still haven't met him yet
Physically.
but I met his side of the family.
Okay, there are luchadores like de Mexico or
Yeah, Mexico. Oh, yeah.
no shit.
Yeah, so it's pretty dope, man.
It's crazy. My homie has a bunch of different backgrounds. He has the wrestling background, the weightlifting background, then he's got the bikers background.
My real dad's a bodybuilder. My actual real dad, he was a bodybuilder.
Really?
It's crazy, yeah.
Competitions and all that, yeah.
Damn, dude. Like I want to meet him now.
I met him.
I want to meet him too.
Yeah.
I want to meet him too now.
You know what? It's because my dad was a big time Okay, me personally, I know a lot of dudes are gonna get pissed off, but I didn't never grew up with that WWE or WWF. To me, and people are gonna get pissed off, but I thought all that shit was fake, bro. Mexican wrestling was the best. Lucha Libre to me was the best.
Oh, yeah.
I know people like Hulk Hogan, the Ultimate Warrior, whatever, bro. But when you got like El Santo, Mil Máscaras, Huracán Ramirez, you know, El Solitario, and you have those that's wrestling, bro.
Yes.
People went crazy over Rey Mysterio because he brought like a splash.
Yes, a splash of it.
You know, a splash of it. But bro, go to Mexico. That's real lucha libre.
Yeah, I got to see his uncle. I got to see Gordy Guerrero, which is Eddie Guerrero's dad, and all the brothers, Mondo, and all them. So it's amazing, man. It's just dope. It's like something like it's not easy to do.
No, definitely.
And you were a big WWF fan for a minute too, brother. WWE.
Yeah, that's just in our blood, you know.
Yes. I wasn't trying to offend you with that WW stuff.
All good. Nah.
So you can never convince a wrestling fan that wrestling is fake. No, you can never. I had one guy that got so mad at me. He was a friend for years, and he still don't talk to me. And he said, "Okay, I'm going to agree with you on something." He said, "It's not fake, it's staged."
Okay,
it's entertainment.
Yeah,
it's entertainment.
Exactly. Okay, brother, Zigzag.
Yes,
a lot of brothers, a lot of sisters growing up.
I had one brother. That's it. One brother and
really?
My mom and dad, man. You know, they were married till my mom passed, and you know, my dad worked hard. He was a hard worker. So did my mom. So I was one of those latchkey kids. You know, go home. You know, have the house to myself. Causing desmadres, you know.
Now I was about to ask you,
taking all the homies to the house, and
my next question was he a good kid?
You know,
growing up, good grades?
No. I was smart. I mean, I was one of those kids that could pass a test without studying it type of thing. I was really intelligent. I think for me, being young, I followed the crowd a little bit. I followed who was cool. Yeah. And a lot of the cool people during that time were, people ditching class and being stupid. And I was being right there with them, being stupid. I do look back and say, wow, I should have handled my education a lot different. Yes. Because now that I have my kids and my son and my daughters, especially, my daughter Mercedes, she's a National Honor Society. Awesome. My son has already been tested as gifted. Awesome. And it's beautiful to watch how they are in school. And I'm like, thank you that I've had that second chance, at least to watch them be successful in education,
That's awesome.
But as following the crowd, meaning, I did my mess of drugs. I did, I didn't really gangbang. I just never understood that mentality. I'm not disrespecting anybody, but I think it was just like, I don't understand why I'm going to get beat up for like a minute right now in front of you guys when I hang around you guys all day, Right. I'm going to be there with you guys no matter what. So, and then got into music, man, real early in my life. So, I got into choir, the band. I played saxophone, played piano. I used to choreograph hip hop. I used to choreograph street jazz. So I've done a lot of things in my background.
Awesome. Those yourself, as far as what I had asked them about good grades. Were you good in school? Did we graduate high school? Can we say that? I didn't.
GED.
Oh, that's good enough.
Yeah.
I fought too much, man. I fought too much. Yeah.
Well, we come from that wrestling background over there, headlocking everybody.
Yeah, exactly.
Growing up I was by myself. My mom was always working. We never had our own place to stay. I was trying to find. I was living with somebody, so I was in my own lane pretty much all the time.
Me. See, the thing a lot of people don't know about me and Dos is that we have a history of before the group. We known each other since rival high schools. He went to Glendale High School. I went to Apollo High School, which are rival high schools in Glendale.
Okay.
And I was kind of like the Chicano hip hop kid there in Apollo, and he was his thing in Glendale. Meaning dance crews, and we used to do routines, and some of us would rap, some of us wouldn't. It'd be whatever. And one day they were just like, y'all need to meet one day. You guys need to meet somehow. And,
really?
And we ended up meeting through a DJ named DJ M&M. His name was Robert Garcia, which that's kind of the middleman. I would go to his house and freestyle, and then he would be there, and then we would just, all of a sudden, it was just like we clicked. We tried to do groups before the MB Riders and, you know, Nasty Boy Click for the people that knew us before.
Yeah.
So we've been together doing a group thing, trying to put a group thing together for years before.
So it's safe to say you guys known each other since high school.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. All right. And that was my next question. Obviously, you answered it already. You play any instruments growing up? You answered that. Did you play any instruments growing up?
I tried to do the baritone thing, the baritone sax, and
Baritone.
I didn't that, but you know, it's like if you're not doing good in your grades, it's like it gets taken away and all that. So.
Of course.
So.
I was a good soccer player. I played soccer. Got to play on national traveling teams like that. I actually thought that's where I was going to go.
Really?
I mean, I was that, you know, that hungry for it, and I was starting to get to the point where I was trying out for Olympic trial teams and stuff like that, and I ended up getting shot at a party a while back. It wasn't like nothing serious, but it was enough for me to be like, oh man, I'm going the wrong way. So it was never the same to run the way I wanted to all the time.
Really?
And like I said, I'd always been doing music. I'd always been doing rap since I was in high school. You know, I bought a beat machine a while back, and that's what kind of started it all. And then I was good at poetry, you know, writing little love letters and stuff.
Right.
Little player back in school, you know.
Right.
But that's how I got into the rap thing. You know, I started making beats and then putting rhymes to them and then saying, okay, well, damn, I kind of like this. Then I started doing talent shows, different things like that. But growing up, being Chicano in that era that I grew up in, it wasn't too many of us out there doing hip hop music.
Yes.
I think Lighter Shade wasn't even around then during that time yet.
Okay.
So Lighter Shade, Mellow Man Ace, and Frost, they hadn't even been developed yet. So during that moment when I wanted to do hip hop music, it was frowned upon within the homies in the hood.
Right.
Oh, you want to be black. Or you're trying to do this, or you're trying to do that. Oh, you're not Chicano. You know, you're not this. You know, why are you doing this? Why are you dancing like them? Why? That kind of almost broke my spirit when I was young.
Those, did you feel that way too?
Yeah, because when I started doing that, I was listening to Run DMC, the Fat Boys, and that's when I started writing over their lyrics or whatever. And I thought that was dope. Like, oh, maybe I can do this, you know. And that's all I cared about. Even in high school, I cared more about entertaining people than work. It was
right.
Schoolwork. So
yeah, he used to be the guy that would run around with the airbrushed overalls,
right.
And I mean always fly. You know what I mean? And that was the one thing that I think both of us always had, was that we were just wanting to be not so much what they labeled us as. You know what I mean? Like
right.
We were just influenced by hip hop, like Kwame. You remember the artist Kwame? I used to wear polka dot shirts with the suspenders backwards. People would be like, "Oh, you want to be black?" Like, no, I'm just being me.
You're just
I'm expressing myself, and I don't think they understood the concept of hip hop at that time. You know how it's a lifestyle.
Yes.
And I was just trying to, accept it, and we were fans of EPMD, Rakim, who else? Redhead Kingpin, Twin Hype, King Son. I mean, we can go back, and that's who we were influenced. We were influenced by black rappers.
Of course, yes, of course.
Because we didn't have anything else to
And if
look
anybody
at.
says they weren't, they're lying, unless they're maybe of this generation. Because, I'm 54, and March I'll be 55, okay?
Yes.
Now, I'm going to go back to my 6th grade, and I shared this before. The first time that I ever heard rap, that I was introduced to rap, was Rapper's Delight. Okay. Some kid actually brought the 12-inch to school, and it was like our last day of school. So we had a party, and the teacher allowed us to play records. I brought 45, so I think I brought like Michael Jackson, stuff like that.
Nice.
Okay, but now let me ask you this. The first time that you, Zigzag, were introduced to rap for the first time, do you remember what song it was, what group it was?
Fat Boys. Fat Boys are back. And you know that will never be whack. The Fat Boys. And I remember buying their album and Prince, Around the World in One Day. Those two albums. I remember cassettes. Okay. I remember going to a fiesta and they had them. And I saw it and I was like, I want these two. And I bought them. And I guess that's what kind of... That's how far my music taste is. It goes from one spectrum to the other. Okay. And with the Fat Boys, I think it was more entertaining. Just because what I used to like is it sounds funny, but I used to rip the little screen off the speaker so that I could see my speaker bump.
Yeah, the bass.
Yeah. At least I don't know why, but that's what I would like to see. And then Two Live Crew, all those artists, you know.
Those. What about you? Do you remember your first experience with rap? What was it?
Run DMC, Hard Times.
Hard Times.
You know, just like.
And that was the second single because the first single was It's Like That.
It's like that.
And then it was LL from there, Fat Boys. Yeah, around there.
Did you know when It's Like That first came out? Okay, my brother was a DJ and a security guard at a club in Long Beach, on here in the east side of Long Beach. Okay, it used to be called Grand Central Station. Okay, and we're talking about 80s. So I want to say it was probably 84 or 85 because they also had the 85 Fresh Fest at the Long Beach Arena there. That's where UTFO, the Fat Boys, Run DMC, Houdini, and Salt and Pepper were all there. That was the first time when they played It's Like That, that something that hard came out. This was, believe it or not, an all Crip club. If anybody knows, the majority of the people that showed up to that club were from 21st and Elm. Those were insane Crips. Wow. Okay. And that was the first time that I ever heard somebody say, this is some gangster shit.
Wow.
The first time that I ever heard that, and of course they threw up a C, you know? And I was like, holy shit, this is like some gangster shit. I always thought it was more like some street rap because when you listen to Survival and The Message from the Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5, you know, they're just talking about whatever they see, some street shit. I interviewed Yella here from NWA, and I just wanted to confirm it, that when they formed NWA, this is just reality rap to us. He goes, it wasn't until the white media called us gangster rappers.
Kind of how they labeled Chicano rap. Chicano rap.
Same thing.
They put it in a box, and that's just how I think people perceive things. Like with me, when I watched the change of hip hop, because I was literally in the movie theaters when Breakin' came out. I was in the theaters when Beat Street came out. I watched what hip hop did to these young kids. Yeah. And the breaking era. That's the era that I love the most because I was young at that time. People like, you know, Turbo, Ozone, all the people from Beat Street, all those people that were from my hood were great breakdancers. And in that era is the era that I do remember when we were all getting along as a community. Right. There wasn't really drugs. There wasn't really gangs.
That's when hip hop was fun.
Yes. Yeah. And I just seen the frequency change. It became from having fun to more of like, I guess what your friend said, you know, this is some gangster shit. Makes you feel, you know, that's what the 808s make you feel. They make you feel that, Right. And I just believe that early rap didn't have the 808s because of the fact that they were still using instrumentation. Yes. Disco, you know, the disco bands were still playing. And I think that's what happened, man. It just, music's changed. Yeah. In such a way where, you know, I think a lot of these young kids, I wish they could feel the essence of what we had during the breaking time.
Of course. I mean, because you know what, popping was at an all-time high, breaking was at an all-time high, graffiti was at an all-time high.
Everything.
But now here's the bad side of it. If people want to consider it a bad side, I do. We saw the crack epidemic in the 80s. Okay, especially out here in LA. I'll speak for everybody out here. The crack epidemic was insane, and then you had the gang violence was at an all-time high. Wow. Then in the late 80s, here comes NWA in 1988. Yeah. You know, and it changed music. So now you have a bunch of dudes just fucking gangbanging, selling dope, calling women, you know, bitches and strawberries and whatever. Yeah. You know, and that's what pretty much have changed, you know, music.
You know, I think where music is gone is it had a message of discipline. You know, when I say hip hop has a discipline, it's meaning it's the four elements like earth, water, fire, and wind. It's the graffiti, it's the DJ, it's the breaker, it's the MC. They were all elements of discipline. And then you have the low frequency music like NWA, not taken away from that. But if you're spitting lyrics that are making young kids go to prison and jail and filling them with this facade that you can be a gangster, you can be above the law, you can sell drugs, you can shoot people, you can do everything. I don't think they understood the energy that was coming out of their mouth. You seen us praying before we got on this. Because we don't want to say anything that's going to bring death to people. We want to bring light. We want to bring life and love. Because that's what MB Riders was. Right. It still is. it's just, I believe a lot of these artists have this ego, and they need to have the death of the ego in order for them to say, I want to spit from a different point of view. Not so much, I'm the guy that has all the money, flexing. Because if you look at rap and hip hop now, it's just a big flex. It's nothing else but a big macho game. I'm this, me. I got this, I got the car, I got the women. It's just the message is lost.
Bro, let me tell you something. A lot of that social media bullshit is fake, bro.
Yes.
Okay? I know guys that got the blue check mark that are homeless.
Wow.
And that's the truth. Broke as fuck.
Yeah.
Calling me up to borrow $20, but they got the blue check mark and like 80,000 followers. So, anyway, Dos, let me ask you this. When did you guys come together? We talked about the high school. When did you guys actually start taking it serious? Like, let's really do something, put something together. Was it in high school still, or was it about soon after?
All right, here comes the story about where magic comes in.
Okay, speak directly to the mic, my bro.
This is where magic comes in. But you know what? I'm gonna let Zig tell this side of the story.
But you chime in though.
Yeah,
I'll chime in.
Well, to be honest, Dos is the one who kind of always had this. Let's do a group. You know, he was always like a team leader but a team player. You know, not so much a guy that's gonna take control and say my way or the highway. He was more like, you know, what's everybody's idea. A guy named Johnny Ray, he was a promoter out of Phoenix, Jet Promotions. He used to work with a lot of people out there, throw shows. He was also in the streets, kind of like a Suge Knight kind of guy.
Okay.
So a lot of people,
heavy hitter.
He took a liking to Dos. Dos had called me one day and was like, hey, man, I got this guy who wants to manage us. He asked me if I knew any other rappers. I said, you know, you were good? He goes, he wants to meet you. Okay, so we go to a Peter Piper's Pizza. And I remember the meeting like it was yesterday. We're sitting there. Dos is sitting there with Johnny Ray. And he's like, he's already got Dos one. Because the way Johnny would talk to you is like, he would make you feel important. He would make you feel like, oh, it's going to come true. He was the
gift of gab?
Yes, the gift of gab, but he delivered.
Okay.
So he tells me, you know, I like who you are, this and that, you know, but, you know, I don't know, you know, I want to help you guys. He goes, but first, he goes, I got to take each one of you guys on a drive and just see what you guys are about. So he took Dos, and, you know, they came back. He took the other guy, the DJ, took him around the hood, came back, took me. Everybody had their own different story when they came back. As for me, I was just telling them what I wanted to do in this music business, what I was trying to accomplish in my life, trying to stay out of trouble. I just want to do hip-hop music. I don't really want to do this other stuff. I just want to do this.
Right.
And he was like, you know what? I like you. So when we all got together, he grabbed me and Dos, and he puts his hands around us. He goes, you two, I like. This guy, I don't fucking like.
And who was that other guy?
His name was Robert. He was the DJ. He was the one who was the guy who cooked us up.
Okay.
But even though we still kept him around. And so Johnny Ray that night took me to my house, literally in front of my mom and dad, because we were getting ready to go do something. And I remember he told my mom and dad, he goes, you know what? I'm going to make your son rich one day. You're not going to have to worry about nothing. And then I'm looking at this dude like, I hope it's true. Shit, they just tell my mom and dad this. My mom and dad are looking at this dude like, you're a weirdo. Okay, whatever. So long story short, man, he started taking us around like we were his group. Like, this is my group. These are my boys. These are my boys. So all the homies that he was hanging around with were showing us respect. He was taking us to underground parties, little backyard boogies. Pretty much, all right, guys, show what you guys got. Kind of like his little show, you know?
Okay.
So we were spitting. Everybody was like, oh, man, we love these dudes. These dudes are dope. You know, I'd beatbox. He would rap. He'd beatbox. I would rap. And sometimes they throw on instrumentals. We were just raw.
So you guys had already built a chemistry by this time?
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
So Johnny Ray said, you know what? I'm going to throw a show for you guys. He goes, I'm going to throw a show. It's going to be Kid Frost. It's going to be Proper Dos. It's going to be Lighter Shade of Brown. And then you guys are going to open up. And he delivered. So we didn't have any music recorded. We were like, well, what are we going to do? We don't have a studio. I'll take care of that. So he took us to a studio called Third Eye, which was a big old, nice studio. Remember that one studio? Real nice. And this was the introduction to meeting Magic. I already had heard of Marco from doing the what's it called? What was he used to do? The swap meet. When he used to do the swap meet. That's how I knew him. He had an album out already prior. So I already kind of knew of Marco.
Yeah.
And he happened to be there at the studio session. So he turned around on the table and he looked at me and Dos and he's like, "So these are your guys, Johnny?" And Johnny's like, "Dude, these guys are dope. You just got to just hear them out." Well, kind of like gave us the cold shoulder a little bit. And he's like, well, when you guys get something recorded, I'll check it out. So that night we recorded, I think 2 songs with DJ Too Swift and me and you and Rob. So
DJ Too Swift. Wow.
Yeah, yes.
Let me give a shout out to him, man. I know that guy.
Yes.
Too Swift.
So Johnny that night was so excited with what we recorded. That night he goes to Marco's house.
Let me chime in real quick.
Yeah.
He was in his element. This guy Johnny Ray, and we went. They picked me up like at 1 a.m. that time, and like, "Where are we going?" He goes, "We gotta go." He wants us to go. I'm like, "Well, damn."
He was the guy like, "Go to your house, knock on your door. You're coming
Didn't
with
care
me."
who was sleeping, who was whatever. "You're just coming with me." He said, "As we're going," I guess we're going. We didn't know we're going to Magic.
I'm in the car with him, just like
Mark was at that time.
Yeah.
So we get there. He's banging on the door. Bah, bah, bah.
He's knocking at Magic's door at like 2 a.m.
Marco comes out and he's like, "Hey, I need to talk to you," and this and that. He goes, "These guys are the future. You're going to work with them." And this. He goes, "Yeah, but it's, 2 o'clock in the morning now at that time." He goes, "I don't care. You owe me. You owe me, da-da-da." And I guess he did a favor for Marco. And
yeah, being the promoter he let Marco open up for one of the shows. And then he said, "All right, when I need a favor, you're going to owe me."
Of course. Yeah.
So that night, he made Magic promise that he would at least help us somehow, record us.
just hear us out.
And this is the kind of guy Johnny Ray was. "You're going to make a promise to me, I'm going to make you stick to it." He took a ring off his finger and gave it to Magic and said, "Put this on. That's how you know you still owe me a favor."
No shit. Like
Real
that.
talk.
So that night, he goes, "Well, hold on." And he's a little show, you could tell, And so we went in, we did our thing, we recorded it. And he goes, "Well, no, it's dope, but it's not what I do. But you guys are dope or whatever." He goes, "But it's not for me." And we're like, "Hey, cool, we came, We just left it at that. And then, but before we go any further, and even, where's your camera at?
Just put the center one.
Just to let you know, Tony, out of respect for everybody, we're not here to trash anybody or Marco, but we know he has his side. He was here before, and now we're here, and and I have my son right here, bro. I have his ashes. Anything they're gonna say today, because nobody knows our truth. Let me tell you something, Marco. You cleaned your hands with us because you thought we were never gonna get here, or wherever place that he's going to. Everything they were saying, I've lost everything already, bro. Lost everything, and I ain't got nothing to lose by telling you what we're about. By telling us our story. But you need to stop already. Stay in your lane, and just leave us alone. Everything that we're telling you, it's our truth, it's our story. So we do want the people to know. We really never really spoke about anything, but we kind of got the fact that he's going to all these podcasts and shows, and I call Mr. I because all we hear is I did. And when my kids are watching this, I forget everything he said and he's done to me. But having my kids watch these podcasts, especially when they saw yours, and you're downgrading us, embarrassing us, and we never did nothing for you, or like we don't exist. This whole MB Riders thing, I want to show you something. Tell me what this is real quick. Sorry about that, brother.
It's all good. United States of America, United States Patent and Trademark Office, Martin Ricardo, United States formally, okay. Sales, United States, Class 41, Entertainment Services, the nature of development, creation, production, distribution, etc. The mark consists standard of, I'm not sure exactly.
Who owns the name?
Who owns the name?
Yeah.
Okay. Right here it says Service Mark, Ricardo Martinez. Am I reading it right?
That's
okay.
me.
Okay, Ricardo Martinez. Okay. So this is yours. So
And Daniel Salas. It's a partnership.
Okay.
So now people know that. Now I know he's coming around. I own the name. I did this. I did that. Okay. No, there you go. You have it first. You're the first one that had it.
Yeah. So I guess what he's saying from what you guys telling me that he owns the name MB Writers.
No, we do.
Okay.
Because he's going around saying that he owns it and he did this.
Well, I mean, it all leads. I mean, the story all leads up to how things were planned and how things were played. Like the story that he tells, he's right. Trust me. It was a camaraderie of artists that got together and made a sound. It was Nasty Boy Click. Okay, that was the beginning of the sound.
Okay.
And one thing is like when you take a collective sound, like it would be like me recording you, right? And then all of us are in on it, you know, and then we decide to make a group. It's a group effort, right?
Yes.
Okay. The group has always been a group, but the person doesn't think like a group. I think he was older. You know, he was older than us. He already had an album out. So I think with that knowledge and that game that he had, it was either he was going to help us or take advantage of us. Because usually that's what happens in the game. People either help you get to the next level or they run circles around you until you find out that they're doing you dirty.
Okay.
And so when we made this sound, Down for Yours, that was actually my partner's record. The Down for Yours record with Roger and everything. It was his idea, his concept.
It was supposed to be for us, and it became after everything worked out, he figured, hey, this is working out, sounding pretty good, because he was helping make that record, you know, and it became now it's his record. All right, cool. And so he goes, hey, you know what? You want to be part of this? I was already a part of another group. I had to get out of that group. Hey, you take opportunity when it comes, you know, and what happened is when we finished that record, he goes, I'm working on a new one. Let's try to get everybody. He goes, let's do a group. I go, you guys are cool. And he said, well, we're going to be calling it Nasty Boy Click, and, you know, Click his group, whatever, for people that don't know. And we said, all right, cool. Next thing you know, song hit. Song went top 10 on rap, Billboard.
And what song was this?
Down for Yours with Roger Troutman.
Yes.
And even the money that he used to get Roger Troutman, at that time, Roger, he gets 10 racks. And we all pitched in. It wasn't an I thing. A lot of people pitched in to help, you know, and so did we. And
I know. I asked my girlfriend at the time, let me borrow some of her tax money.
You know, we used our tax money. But everybody pitched in, brother. So when he got signed, and I'm telling you guys this, I never talked. These guys, because I was cool with both of them, bro. I was being cool with both of them. Me and him used to be really close. I was right-hand man for a minute. And when we got signed, what happened is that, we're all getting signed. Cool. Well, when Mercury came about, Mercury Records at the time, he went and did the deal himself. Cool. He produced. Of course, you're going to get your money. You know, you get what you did for the album and all that. I'm not taking none of that away. But when we got signed, we thought we were all getting signed to Mercury. What we didn't know is when we got signed to that. He signed us to him, not to.
So I think this is what happened, my brother. He took a collective sound from the group, right? He took the sound of all of us. He went and represented us by himself, which maybe made his first mistake. We should have all went to New York all together. But we said, you know what? We think you're not going to, you know, we trust you. So when he went to New York, I think that's when the people in New York were like, you should do this. You should sign them so you get a label deal and we'll give you more money. So sign them to your label. Don't sign them to us. So I think they kind of coerced him. He came back because he didn't come back the same kind of person in a sense. Because in the beginning, it was really family orientated, brother. It was like we all looked out for each other. And I'm not gonna lie, he was kind of like bigger brother because he was older, so he had more of the knowledge in the game. So there was a little bit more family orientated. But when he came back, it was almost like I saw a different look in his eye. I just couldn't understand that. But like I said, I'm still young. I'm still I'm naive to the game. So I'm just going to go ahead and let it roll.
About how old are you guys at this point?
About
21, 22.
21, yes.
Okay. And
so in saying that, I think that was the first mistake, was letting one person go and represent us all. So when he came back, he kind of was like, look, guys, I have this check for you. It's $10,000, one for each of you guys. At that time, we don't have nothing. We're young kids out the barrio, so we're like, 10,000? Well, bro, I only did like four tracks on the 4 verses, and then, this and that. And I'm like, wow, okay, cool. Sounds good. Him, same thing. But you have to sign this contract first. So it was kind of like, well, what does this mean? Well, this means basically you're signing to me. And then, then we'll go from there. Then we're going to Mercury. Oh, okay, cool. That's when we take the dice and we gamble. Either you sign it or you don't. So I signed it. We kept moving. You know what I'm saying? So it goes to where the momentum of that album was so big that, like, I think it just took control of it got out of hand for everybody. Even himself, us, even the young guy in the group. He was 16 years old. His name was A.DA Ron. He was 16 years old going to high school, and all the girls liked him and all the fellas hated him. So this guy's getting chased out of high school class and
right.
the whole nine, man. So our lives changed within a split second. But it's just everybody changed in a split second, too, because we all handled it different. Like, I can only speak for myself. I thought I was like, okay, cool, man. I made it. You're taking care of me. I trust you.
Did you ever, at one point, ever ask, why aren't we signed to Mercury like you?
No, because we thought, I put my trust in them. And when they said we're going to get signed, it wasn't like that at first. I'm thinking we're all getting signed to that. And to see that kind of money, brother, you just want to be a part of it. We didn't know the business at all.
No, I think this is a fair question. So let me ask you guys. You guys got $10,000 a piece,
Yes,
right?
we did, yeah.
Did you guys ever ask him what he got?
We tried to ask him, and he explained certain things, but he said he had to pay for a lot of samples and things like that. I mean,
it was over $200,000.
Okay.
But I know this right here for a fact. I know that it didn't last too long, though, either, because what happened was Mercury had Brian McKnight sitting, waiting.
Yeah.
And it was either us or Brian McKnight. They said, we have the budget for one of them. And then they didn't want to put the budget on us. We're fresh, we're young, we're Chicano kids out of Arizona. That's how they looked at it. Brian McKnight, that's just when he came out with his classic album.
Right.
So they did the right move. So they dropped us. And by that time, Marco was already... He was kind of like, I'm already done, guys. I can't do this group thing. And I think his independency makes him that way, the way he is. He grew up by himself. I know that he didn't have longtime friends. He has nothing but sisters, no brothers. So there's no structure in the sense of, hey, homie, you're doing something wrong. You know what I mean? Like, or I think it's always just trial and error. So with us, it was a trial and error. He started with Nasty Boy Click. We broke up after that album. Down for Yours already had done its damage.
Were you guys still together as a group?
Yeah. But Sly, he was the one that his dad was like on his ear, like, hey, I want to see the books. I want to see, what's going on. And he got so tired of him that
as soon as he asked to open the books,
he was already a problem. Yeah, and then he
now
started
he's a
asking him
problem.
books and questions. So he pretty much, if it's not his way, he found a way to get rid of him. He got rid of him. But this was after the first, the Second Coming, when Upstairs picked us up.
you got to remember, it was your idea to put Lost in Love. See, he had a record called Lost in Love that he had put out himself.
Yes.
As MC Magic.
Yes.
Okay. Then some people heard it and they were like, it's cool. We like it. But it didn't have the power. Get it? It didn't have the name yet.
Right.
So his idea was, hey, Madge, this song is so dope. Why don't we put it on the B-side to Down for Yours? That's our first single.
Right.
Put it, second song, here it is.
So if you ask him that, it never happened.
So the song ended up getting played after Down for Yours did its damage. So people were like, oh, this is a dope record. Who is this? Oh, this is Nasty Boy Click. They didn't call it MC Magic. They called it Nasty Boy Click. That's what they tagged the name to. And now all of a sudden the song's blowing up. They're like, oh, man, this Nasty Boy Click. We never asked them to change it. We never said, hey, bro, you know what? We're not on the song. Let's do a remix. Let's do that. No, we let them. This is your song, but it has our name on it. So let's just continue the momentum.
Yeah.
So Upstairs Records comes into play because John Lopez was driving all the way from LA to San Jose, and he said every radio station on the way up was playing that song, and he didn't know who the hell it was. He's like, I don't know who these people are.
Did you guys watch the first interview that I did with him? Because the second one he was with his artist J-Rock.
Yeah.
But did you guys watch the first one?
Yes.
What was your opinion on that interview? As far as, was there things that he said that, just elaborate?
The one thing, go ahead. No. The one thing I think that, the only thing that bothered me was a lot of the, like, we didn't exist. Like, we were never part of
I see what you're
this moment, this brand. Like, we had nothing to do with this. To the point where he tells people he dressed us. He wrote all the music. Like, I know for a fact he never wrote my verses, never performed them. I dress myself. I'm fly as it is. I don't need somebody to dress me. But if you're gonna give me the idea of us dressing in unison, and you want to call it that, then okay, then call it that. But that's not what it was.
His mentality was, you want to be. Have you ever seen the Temptations?
Yes.
It's like David Ruffin, and you're the and we're the Temptations.
Okay.
He's that type of dude that he wants to say, I'm the voice. I'm the reason why people come and watch us. I did this, I did that. And we're like, wait a minute.
The other guys were jealous of me.
Yeah, that we're jealous of the talk box. No, it's because we're doing an interview like this. You'll start asking questions, he'll be the first one to talk. And if you start asking us questions, and it's like, okay. But not that we're jealous of the talk box. It's just you just keep blocking us out.
Right. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So if we wanted to talk to anybody, well, that's why nobody could contact us. Nobody, because it was all through him. You want to talk to them? You go through me.
Well, the one thing that I saw that bothers me is this is the one thing that I see happen on every podcast interview. It's almost like that era in his life he wished he didn't have. I can see his body language. I can see how he talks. And when he said this one thing and this hurt me, this actually hurt me, is when he said, I used to feed their families. When we're a collective group, that'd be like us three having a song together, okay?
Right.
And then all of a sudden that song becomes popular. Now people want to hire us to perform that song. If they send that money to my account and I divvy it up, I send it to you and I send it to you, is that me taking care of your family?
Well, you're paying me.
No, but is that me paying you? No, it's the promoter. But so that's where he had a twist of he was paying us. The promoters were sending the money. Bro.
Of course.
So he was just giving us what we were owed.
Yeah.
And when he says he fed my family and all these little things like that, it's like, bro, like, why do you want to keep taking the road like you were Papa Bear? Like, don't discourage us and disrespect us and say that we weren't men. We were men. I got tired of having to deal with their egos, and I got tired of paying them. What does that sound like? You don't want to feed your brothers? That's what it sounded like to me. Like, I want everything for myself. I don't want to see you shine. I don't want to see you feed your family. I want to feed your family so that I could throw it in your face.
Did you guys ever confront him, talk to him about this?
He's the type you can't talk to because he gets mad too, and if it's not his way.
Okay.
Well, he said it himself. I used to run the ship. If it was, if they didn't like it, then they can leave.
Yeah. He's the one that he did the merch, which we had no problem, but it's like, why can't we put in so we all get the same amount?
But watch this, bro. And this is where I kind of want to sum it all up.
Okay.
It comes down to, like I told you earlier, you could either help us or you can hurt us. You could either help us or take advantage of us with the knowledge you have. You could put us on. To me, the right way would have been, here's a label deal. All right, Zig. All right, Dos, you know what? You guys have been together for a while. Why don't you guys make up a name for your guys' self? Or Zig, why don't you do a solo album? We'll put you out. Let's run this label deal to the ground. Let's get this real money. Let's all get it. never thought like, you know, the RZA did that. You know, when RZA put Wu-Tang together, he said, I'm going to get each one of you guys a deal. And he did. He did his job. He said, I'm going to sign all you guys. You're going to go here. You're going to go there. You're going to go here. You're going to go there. And guess what? They're all successful.
Yeah,
all of them.
yeah.
I would wish that would have happened. But I think what happened was money changes the situation, brother.
No, it really does, and that's what every artist. And I've shared this before. I had KK here from Second to None here the other day, and he asked me about High C's second album. I produced the first album, and I was sharing with you guys beforehand, before we went live, how I was learning how to produce. You know, and when the second album came around, he told the company. He didn't tell me, and I say this because we were young. We were still in our 20s, bro. I'm a grown man. He's a grown man. That's all behind us now. So I need to say that, okay? Because we're good. He told the company, didn't tell me, I want to produce my own record. I don't want Tony involved. That's what he said. Now, we were both signed as individual artists, okay? So they put me to work. They gave me to do remixes for other groups that they had signed. And I said, okay, cool. I feel fucked up, and I'll tell you why. Because in reality, I found High C at the swap meet. I put him on my mixtapes. I give him an opportunity when I had other people on there. And I don't say that to sound arrogant or spiteful towards anyone, but that's the reality of it, okay? And for us to get signed and me produce it, name the album, and even name the majority of the songs, and then to be told by this guy, I don't want you in it anymore, it's kind of like, what the fuck? Like, really?
Funny that you're saying this, Tony, because let's just say the way you really look at this situation, it could almost be the same way that Magic feels. Maybe that's how he feels. Maybe he feels like, I put these guys on and this is how they did me. But when it really comes down to it, it has to be known as a group effort.
Right.
We all came together as one to make a unity, to make a sound.
Okay.
And so I get your frustration, and because I sit back and I think to myself, it wasn't always bad, because he wasn't always a bad person. I don't want people to think that that's what we just thought of him. It's just the actions of what you've done, and you can't explain it. And you know, the one thing is, this is what really got me after all the years. Like, we had already put away after a minute when MB Riders stopped performing and going on the road in 2005, we took a hiatus, okay? Within that hiatus, so many different things happened. Like, life really came at us. Now, my brother, he lost his son during that time.
Rest in peace.
I mean, but at the same time, he started a basketball league. He did so many things outside of music.
I did a whole community thing for my son, and, you know, I helped all the kids in the community or whatever. But what Magic takes this platform, he just says what he's done, but he doesn't say that nobody wanted to sign him, bro. Nobody wanted to sign him, and that's a fact. Nobody wanted to sign him. John didn't want. He goes, no, I want the group. It's always been, I want the group. And if we didn't agree to the first price from the second album, he goes, well, let's do a solo album. That was his thing. He'll jump back to himself and goes, no, we want the group. It's always been that way. Yeah, he did talk about the separation. Now, when he talks about, I created the name, that's not true either. Marco, we were in your house. You had that old leather couch and the black one I was sitting on. You had that desk right there. We're talking about, what should we call the group, da-da-da. I said, we got to keep the MB because everybody's known for MBK. So it has to be something with MB.
Yes.
Right? And we're all talking, and we're all like, trying to figure it out. And we said Riders, and he spelled it. Remember the Riders truck, like U-Haul?
Yes.
He spelled it with a Y in it. That's how you spell Riders. He did that. He spelled it that way. I go, no. I go, something with like Riders, like with an AZ, like, that's Riders. Yeah, but, you know, we're Chicano, we have like an accent, so they can say Riders anyways. Right. And he goes, that's tight. So remember that. It wasn't you, Magic. It wasn't, I don't know if you have Alzheimer's. I don't know what it is. But I'm just getting tired and feel insulted. Like, we never done anything. It was me and him at the time.
You know, I'm going to say something about him, okay? I met him on several occasions, okay? Yeah. I will say this. he's never brought you guys up. He's never said anything negative about you, like when the camera was off.
Right.
You know, never. You know, when I talked to him, it was just, hey, how you doing? ¿Cómo estás, carnal? You know, so he has never said anything negative about you guys. So my next question is, have you guys ever heard him say something negative about you guys, whether it's a podcast or whether somebody came back and told you?
Well, just the podcast that we're watching, but also there's things that are going on behind.
Okay.
As us trying to do shows, and you can't tell me that that's not us when the same people from the venue are saying, this guy, his management called, or it's MC Magic, don't want you guys to perform here.
You know, wait, hold on.
Doing shows.
So
Because right now, look, it's MB Riders touring,
right,
and MC Magic touring. So you got two groups kind of doing the same songs. It's just now you got two that actually kind of doing like a full song, and him does what he does. I respect that, brother. Even after, God's my witness, after every show, I still give him his flowers, bro. Hey, Magic's going to do a show the following. He'll be here. Go check him out. You guys are fans of him. Thanks for coming to our show. We have two different shows, brother.
Right.
Two completely different shows. And he doesn't do that. He goes, oh, thanks. But you don't say nothing about us. But out there, he got people, and they're going to say, no, it's not true, that they don't want to work with us because they call them, why are you working with them? Why are you going to perform with them? Da-da-da. We've been helping you, da-da-da. So they'll say, you know what? I can't do it. I'm sorry. Because
singer the other day told me, because I wanted to hire her. I don't want to put her name out there, but, you know, I was ready to put some money in her pocket. You were working on an album. So I'm like, yo, man, you know, it'd be nice to get you on the hook. Oh, I can't do it because so-and-so would get mad. And I don't want to. And I said, well, why? First of all, I wouldn't be mad at you working with him. So why is it this loyalty to, what's this loyalty to this? And she said, you know, that, well, my family's close to his family and this. And I said, you know what, that's understandable.
Okay.
But when it comes down to it, it's not so much because the guy that's trying to hustle you is never going to be, I'm hustling you. He's going to be nice to you. He's going to shake your hand. He's going to pound you. He's going to hug you. I think it's your actions. It's the actions that show you, wow, wait, you kind of like a piece of shit, bro. That's not cool. Like, you're doing these certain actions that are contradicting on what you're making me feel. Like, right. You ain't my homie. If I watch you doing this and you're over here shaking my hand, like, that's even worse, my brother. So after the hiatus and all the things that we went through, the losses, his son, me struggling to get even a couple shows, being by myself. I mean, I even had to deal with him being, okay, this is what promoters would do. This is when my brother wasn't on the road with me. I would do shows, and they would be zigzag of MB Riders, and then all of a sudden, he would get, the person promoting would get a letter or get an email or get a call and saying, that guy can't use that name. Well, he's saying zigzag of MB Riders. He's part of the group. Like, how come he can't use the name? Oh, I own it. Letters were being sent out. People would stop, you know, it's kind of tarnishing your name. You know, it's like, wow. I don't want to work with this guy. It's too much headache going with him. So what ended up happening was I started getting some good momentum. I started getting this show together, and I said, you know what? The group probably will never get back together. This is during that time. You know, my brother had a successful business going. Marco was doing his own thing. I'm over here getting the scraps, in a sense. That's how I felt. I was like, man, okay. And what happened was I changed up my show. Started wearing a suit, brought a talk box player, had a drum player, I had a guitarist, and I was doing all the hits. And I was going out on the road in Texas. Shout out to my boy Little Young from Swisher House. And we did this one bar, only held 200 people. Sold it out within 2 days. That bar got a call saying that I didn't have the right to use the name and this and this and that. The bar didn't care. They were like, nah, we already sold it out. We don't care, whatever it is. Boom. Well, that one show, selling it out, got me put on a car show that was way bigger. So it was like my work was moving. Like, they want this show. Cool. It's looking good. And then all of a sudden I get kicked off of the show because of the same thing. Another phone call from management. He can't use that name, even if it's zigzag of MB Riders. He can use zigzag, but he can't use MB Riders at all.
But you guys own that name, though.
No, see.
Okay.
That's coming. But
This is a weird
Okay.
situation now. During this whole time, nobody owns this name. During 2005 to 2000, what is it, Roxy? No, 2005 to now when we finally got it. Oh. Okay, 2019. Now this is where it gets crazy, bro. So after we left Upstairs Records, after doing the New Riders album, there was that hiatus, okay?
Okay.
And during that time, I'm trying to get my feet wet, still trying to get back where I'm trying to go. I have certain run-ins with Marco. I'm still on his album. We did a couple songs on his solo album, still showing love, you know, and all of a sudden, the momentum of the group and where the name stood was never a problem. You know what I'm saying? Until we started doing shows,
Right.
and then all of a sudden it became a bigger issue. Like all of a sudden, like I said, people were getting calls and letters and emails. These guys can't use the name.
Right.
And that's when I finally went and looked at the .gov, you know, to see what trademarks and all that. And when I finally looked at it, it literally showed that me and Dos had owned the name prior to us even knowing. This has been a secret that me and him have owned this since 2008. But us not knowing, trademarks die. If you don't take care of them, you don't know about them, you don't put no money on them, they die, they go away. And that's the problem that me and Lois ended up having, was letting the name die. So we get back together to do reunions. A couple years ago, like 4 years ago, we get back. Magic's already like, you know what, guys, it's been that time. You know, we've had enough of the hiatus. It's time to give the fans what they really want now. And being men, trying to feed our families, we're like, you know what, dog, this is gonna be cool. You know what, man, I missed you, my brother. I'm sorry for everything I said, bro. I'm sorry for everything I did. Let's start this brand and let's take off. I mean, I don't really know if he felt the same way. His actions was kind of like, well, you know, too many people don't want me to do this. You know, my wife doesn't want me to do this. You know, management doesn't want me to do this, but I want to do this. And I used to sit there and think to myself, like, why would you already put us against each other? Like, you're already saying your wife doesn't want us to get back together. You're already saying your kids don't want us to get back together. Like, come on, bro, don't do that to us now. So we started with 2 shows. He's like, you know what? We'll start with 2 shows. We'll see where it goes from there. You know, if it does good, we'll do a few more. So those 2 shows did great. Then all of a sudden, we're getting calls and all these different things. And then now they're wanting to book NB writers. They don't want to book Magic. They're booking NB writers. So we were probably like 4 or 5 shows in now together. They're already starting to put a calendar together now. And during this time, you got to look at this. This is how we try to show our, I guess, that we were, you know, I don't know what loyalty, and I guess you would call it that. Loyalty, right?
Yeah, we always been cool. But at the same time, when we're doing these shows, you start thinking it was kind of fishy. So everything was going, oh, you know, it's kind of like not really selling now. They're not, I'm looking at them like, what? I mean, last time we did like, 3 shows in a row, 2 back to back. And so he was doing all that. And then you go into the rooms, into the venues, and you start seeing MC Magic and then a room for NB writers. And when they started announcing us, it was, y'all ready for MC Magic and the NB writers? I'm like, here we go again with the separation. I mean, you're asking for that. No one's telling you to say that. You're doing that on your own. You know, you walk around, one you have cold pizza, and the other one he has grapes and strawberries. Toda la chingada, you know what I'm saying?
The one thing about all that, though, it's almost like I wanted to know that, you know, I wanted to know that it was authentic. Like, this is real. That we're really getting back together for the fans.
Right.
And to where me and Dos didn't have no say on the merch. So this is where, as men, showing loyalty and feeding our kids. He would do a meet and greet. If I'm not mistaken, I think he would charge $100 for the meet and greet. Now, he would give us some money out of it, you know. It was a set price. And
what do you get at the meet and greet?
Meet and greet, well, actually, he paid us, honestly, $500.
No, what I'm saying is,
no,
like,
I'm gonna tell you what you
when
get.
a person buys.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, we get paid $500 to go sign, right? I'm like, oh, okay, cool, we'll go do it. We should all go do it regardless. Yes. Those are our fans. That's just how we think. So we go down. So what you get is, you get an MC Magic. Either you could buy,
you get a poster and a
shirt, but you're signing. We're just signing his face. While people are saying, hey, well, where's your guys' stuff? Where is it? He would ignore that.
The merchandising was just his stuff, his brand. It was never MB Riders.
Nothing of us.
There was never a shirt available for MB Riders. There was never a poster of all of us together. So during the time when we're sitting there doing the autograph session, we're signing another man's poster, another man's brand, in order to just stay afloat. So like, hey, we're showing you loyalty, homie, that we're down with you.
Why don't you say those kind of things when they're asking you questions?
Right.
You shouldn't just be, I did this. I'm Beyonce. I'm like, all right, Beyonce. All right. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like really, like, speak everything. You know, speak about everything.
You know, I want to respect your guys' time because we can sit here and talk, but we have about 25 minutes. I got to get some calls in, but I need to ask you guys about your guys' new music.
Before we finish that, let me just say this. Magic is a great father. I respect his family. Man, they're good to me. I have nothing bad to say. I love his kids are dope. Yeah. His wife was awesome with me. Nothing bad to say about them.
Right.
It's just the business side.
Yeah.
It's a whole different face.
Yeah.
And when it comes down to it, you know, I don't wish the homie any bad ill. You know, even with everything, I could be mad. I could hang on to that anger. But as a man, what kind of example would I set to my son, to my friends, to my kids? You know, God is in my life. You know what I mean? And that's one thing you have to do is forgive. I forgive my brother. I really do. I hope him success.
No, he hasn't done anything. And I'm gonna tell you something. Like last year, we were really blessed, brother. We did over 60 cities, brother. 90% of them, we sold out. The other 10, it was really good. But as much as you would like for people to say, nobody asked for them, which was dope. You know what I'm saying? A lot of respect. Like, you know what, guys? I didn't believe you. We got promoters. I didn't believe in you guys. After I seen you guys at the show, man, I got to get you guys. You guys get my respect.
That's fucking dope.
Yeah.
That's dope.
And now owning the trademark, you know, because the one thing that I think that made it all bad, and this is, people are probably going to ask, what happened to the reunion? Why did you guys stop? It was kind of like a plot. Like, let me use these shows in order so that I can show that I'm still using the name. He's trying to show the government, you know, he's trying to prove to the government that he owns that name, or he's up for it, that he does everything. And after finding out while we're on the road, you know, his own people, six, you know, it was like 6 shows in already. And then we find out, hey, bro, Magic's trying to take that whole name from you guys. He's going to charge, if he wins, you guys won't be able to perform the music no more. You guys will have to pay him to use the name. And pretty much you're fucked.
Wow.
So the reunion wasn't genuine.
It wasn't ever genuine. So
really
that's the part that I feel, and I'm going to say it right now in front of this camera. You had your chance to show us that it was better, brother. You had a chance to, because we came into it really forgiving you, really saying this is for the fans. And I think that's the part that really breaks my heart, because I felt like I was lied to. But karma and the way God works is God don't like ugly, my friend. So
and I back him up on that. I'm a man of God now, bro. And I just want to say also, you know, the devil blesses people too, brother. And because my God wouldn't do what he did. He wouldn't want me to do to him what he did to me. You feel me? I'm not here to hurt anybody. I never hurt this dude. I never said nothing bad. I always had his back regardless.
Yeah.
And just going around trashing us like I don't know, like we mean nothing to this world. It's like, come on, man.
But you know, the one thing I can say about him, man, he he was in our lives for a season and a reason, brother. And I can't be mad at that. And you know what? MB Riders is here now.
Yeah.
It's me and my brother. I think that's the way the Lord wanted it, my brother, because
they can't book us.
Yes.
There's a lot of them, they don't book us because they can't be booked, they can't work. Yeah, you guys can book us, man. That's all. Yeah. That's all BS. It doesn't matter who calls you unless you're not calling our manager, our number. Anybody else, put them to the side.
Yes.
Okay, at this time, Alex, go ahead and put up the number. Let's go ahead and take some phone calls. If there's anything that I didn't ask you guys, make sure you guys call in and ask them. We got about 20 minutes. Yeah. I have to respect their time. They got somewhere to be today, so that's why we're not do a full 2-hour episode. Sorry, but no, it's all good, bro. You know what? I'm glad you guys said what you guys said. You know, it wouldn't be fair for me to say, hey, I'm not gonna allow you guys to speak on what's on your heart or whatever. Yeah. Whatever you guys said, you guys said. You know I reached out to you a while back, remember, Tony? And I think it was like about 2 years ago.
Yeah, about a year ago. It was about a year and a half.
Okay.
And to be honest, brother, I'm kind of glad we didn't come on at that time, because that's when the wound was fresh, and I think we would have really we'd have been talking out of anger. I think what we're talking right now is we're happy with where we're at. Yes. We're grateful for where we're at. We're very blessed, and at the same time, I'm very, very blessed to learn the lessons that I learned, and that's where we're at now. You know, I think timing is everything.
Yes.
And, you know, this is our time to tell our story, but at the same time, you know, give the artists, the fans, new music. Like right now we have a brand new single. And honestly...
Okay, let's take this phone call.
Yeah.
We can talk about that when we... Okay, here we go. Caller, your name and where are you calling from?
Hey, what's up, Tony? Man, Ricky, San Diego, California, brother.
Big ups to San Diego, my bro.
San Diego, what's going down?
Hey, what's up, fellas, man?
What's up,
just want to let you know, man, I really didn't know who you guys were, bro, until my sisters, man, and my girls, they were a big fan of you guys, bro. That's how I became a fan of you guys.
Yeah, I appreciate you.
Yeah, I know, you know, the girls went crazy over you guys, man. But I just want to tell you thanks for all the hits, man, and just want to hear some new music, man, from you guys, and
let them know about your new single.
Thank you.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, you can go on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, and get our new single. It's called Feel Another Way. Just type up on YouTube, MB Riders, Feel Another Way. That's our brand new single, brother. We just put it out about 6 days ago, about a week ago, and it's already at like almost 13,000 plays.
Awesome.
And genuine, you know.
We got another call. Caller, your name and where are you calling from?
Hey, what's happening, Tony? This is Oscar. I'm calling from Temecula.
What's up, my brother? How you doing today, man?
What's happening, fellas?
How's it doing, brother?
I'm doing well, thank you. Yeah, I had a question for the guys. Recently, trending FDM was trending.
Hey, bro, your phone's cutting out, bro. Your phone is cutting out, bro.
Okay, can you hear me better?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so trending recently was SPM, and I seen a clip where they had Magic on there.
Yeah.
And he's talking about, he supports them, and he's worked with them in the past, and when he gets out, he's going to continue to work with them. And I'm wondering if you guys worked with him and how you guys feel about that situation.
Were you guys aware, first of all, of the comment?
I'm not aware of what's going on.
Okay, you want to bring them up to date?
Well, basically, what's happening right now is a lot of people are not even a lot. It's just there's an artist named some dub, A.DA or something like that. He's out of Phoenix. He's Capone's people, and he's been really pushing on this SPM thing. You know, SPM has already done his time. I feel like at the end of the day, you got to judge him. But at the what Magic said about working with him, that's his own opinion. Honestly, as for me, I know who Carlos Coy is, and I respect that person. But that's as far as it goes. Just as a person, as for me, I probably wouldn't work with SPM just on the fact that, I don't know. Like I said, that's a hard subject because there's the street politics of what's going on, and then you got he says, she says, and at the end of the day, I'd rather just stay neutral and stay in my own lane, not disrespecting anybody.
I don't know much about it.
Okay, somebody had asked, I believe Magic was in, you can Google it as well, and it'll pop up or YouTube it. Somebody had asked Magic if he would work with SPM when he gets out. Now, we all know what SPM was convicted of. Okay, there's no need to go over that.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
like a broken record.
Yeah.
But Magic said yes, and he went as far as say, yeah, I love him. I'll work with them. We're good. So my thing is this. Somebody asked me, would I ever interview SPM? And I said, no, I couldn't even be in the same room or shake that man's hand. Yeah. And believe me, bro, you know what? We have mutual friends that know him.
Yeah.
I won't talk to them about SPM only because of what he was convicted of. There's people that say, oh, he's innocent. Bro, for me, it's black and white. In the criminal court, it has to be unanimous. 12 people have to say you're guilty. He was convicted. That's good enough for me. I can't. Yeah, he did his time, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
But now the question was, would he work with them? And he said yes.
Oh.
Well, somebody interviewed me a while back and asked me a question about SPM. And this is the one thing that I did say. I said, the idea of what SPM was what I admire. The fact that he did put on his artist.
Yeah.
He did stuff for his community. But as the inner person, you know, everybody has their own demons, everybody has their own thing. And that's the one thing that I don't agree with, you know. I mean, if you make that choice, you're going to live with that choice.
Yeah. So hopefully you got your answer, caller.
Appreciate that, fellas. Have a good night.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go. Let's go to the next question. And believe me, that SPM question comes up all the fucking time, bro. Yeah. Okay, let's go. Caller, your name and where you calling from?
Hey, what it do? This your boy Emmanuel, aka Young C. Had to give a call to my brother Zigzag and Dope.
What up, my brother?
Young C, what's cracking, homie?
What it do, brother, man? Out here staying tuned, watching the interview, man. Shout out to Tony A for having my brothers on the show, man.
You know what it is, man. Shout out to you, brother. I know me and you have been doing music for a while together, man. And I got to tell you, Young C, appreciate all the love you always show the group, man. You've always been a humble artist and been the artist to share our stuff and support us, brother. Thank you, Young.
Nah, I mean, I appreciate you for the opportunity, my brother, and the friendship that we both have, man. And goes out to you, though.
I appreciate you, brother.
Love you, brother. Keep doing your thing.
Thanks for tuning in, man. Thanks for tuning in.
Following the group.
All right, brother.
You already know, man. You know, you got my support all the way.
Thank you, my bro. All right, let's go to the next call. Here we go. Caller, your name and where you calling from?
What's up, Tony? Fort Myers, Florida.
Fort Myers, Florida. What's good, bro?
Ooh, Florida. How you doing, man?
What's good, brother? How you doing? All right. It is wanted to call in, and give a big man shout out to, NB Ridaz. I've been a big fan of y'all since I was a kid growing up. So
thank you.
You know what I mean? Been going out and listening to you guys. Love your music. I've been bumming it since day one.
Well, I appreciate that, brother.
I appreciate that.
Oh, shoot.
You got to drop video.
Oh, no.
Okay.
I have a big question for you guys, and I have a question for Tony A.
Yeah.
First question for you guys is, would you guys ever do a song with Magic Girl? I mean, she's one of my favorite artists. So
Magic Girl, yeah, she's dope, bro. I've heard some of her music. I mean, we're open to work with anybody, brother. Honestly, we're not really those type of artists that pick and choose. I mean, we even upcoming artists, we love to help them out.
Absolutely. What's your second question, bro?
That'd be amazing. My second question is, Tony, are you ever going to have Miss Crazy on your show?
You know what? I've tried, bro, for like about a year and a half. So believe it or not, I'm still trying, bro. I've had guys that have lied to me and told me, I've been in contact with her. I talk to her all the time. And it's been a year and a half.
Oh, wow.
So
all right.
There it is. There. But I would love to have her, bro.
I hope so. Hopefully soon.
Yeah.
Hopefully soon you can have Magic on there again, too. But I want to give you a shout out. Keep doing your thing. NB Ridaz. Love you guys. Hope to see you guys, meet you guys soon. Keep doing your thing. God bless you guys.
All right, brother. Stay blessed, homie. Okay, let's keep it pushing. We got about 12 minutes.
We're good.
So, oh, man. I hope you guys are enjoying the rain because I'm not. Caller, your name and where are you calling from? Caller.
Hello. How you doing?
Fucking dude. Okay, let's go. Sometimes you get some weirdos that just call in and make a noise. So, let me see.
Can I get a
Yeah. Caller, your name and where are you calling from?
Yo, what's going on, man? It's Anthony coming out of Oceanside.
Anthony from Oceanside. What's good, my bro?
What's good, man? What's going on, NB Ridaz? I had a question for y'all.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Track that you guys still bump to this day?
I didn't hear that question. My bad, brother.
What's an old school track? One of your favorite old school tracks that you still bump to this day?
For me, I gotta say it's gotta be Sunday Afternoon, man. You know, there's one of, or if it's our music, it's still Pretty Girl and So Fly. But I gotta say Sunday Afternoon for me. Those?
Oh, I mean, you know me, I'm all Into Deep. I'm all.
Oh yeah, he loves Into Deep. Yeah.
You know, Cypress Hill.
For me, it's Bismarcky, The Vapors.
I got the vapors.
That's right.
All good, my bro.
Hey, Tony, long time listener, first time caller, man. I'm always tuned in.
Thank you, my brother.
Don't
Appreciate you, homie. All right, let's go to the next one. All right, don't be calling unknown caller and shit. Like, if you're gonna call, you're gonna call, bro. Call your name and where you calling from.
It's the homie Kike from the city of Escondido.
Hell yeah, you never fail, homie. What's good?
Hey, fucking big fan of the NB Riders, homie. Quick question. Will you guys ever get back with like Diablo and do like a remix of another one of your songs besides Pretty Girl?
You know, it's a crazy story that you bring up Diablo and Pretty Girl, man. You know that song Something About You was actually Diablo's first song, like with us. And I guess somewhere along the line, Marco was the person who's like, hey man, I really like this song. Can we use this for our record? And changed up the instruments and this and that, and then did and ended up being Pretty Girl. And yeah, man, it was a dope combination. I mean, like I said, we're willing to work with whoever, my brother.
Yeah, well, I just want to give you guys thanks for that song, guys, because that dedication, it got me laid a bunch of times.
He said, I got a bunch of coochie to that song.
Bro, you'll be surprised how many females have told me. I wonder how many kids like were born from their music.
1 million. Yeah. I know it's got to be there. I mean, since '97 we've been together. So from '97 to 2023, that's a big gap.
Damn.
And for the music to stay this long is just a blessing, man. Thank you to the fans.
All good, man. All my kids were probably born off of Prince. Yeah, Prince and the Key Sweat first album.
There you go.
Okay.
Oh, Key Sweat. Yeah.
Okay, Kike.
Hey, one more thing, Dougie.
Yes, sir.
Hey, fuck a rat, he's eating, vibrating, sounding motherfucker, dog. But I guess that's just the music business, right, baby?
All right, brother.
Appreciate that, my dog.
All right, my bro.
He said, zoom.
Chargers on mine, baby. Just have a good one, man. Thank you.
All right.
Zoom.
Let's go. I don't know what the hell all that was about. Okay, let's go. Caller, your name. Where are you calling from?
Yo.
What's up? Phoenix in the building.
Yo, so I got a quick question. What was your guys' favorite song while working with MC Magic? And would you ever do another song with him?
Big question.
Big question. Honestly, all the songs that we did with him, I mean, they're part of history. Can't really erase that. I would never want to erase that. I would never want to take them off of a song and say I wish it never existed. As for the future, I think he chose for us that he doesn't want to work with us. So at the end of the day, I don't want to work with anybody that doesn't want to work with me. You know?
Right.
So I mean,
one last thing, my bad. How do you guys feel about like you guys having like the So Fly and like the Pretty Girl and like Something About You? Like those were all bangers, you know what I mean? Like how do you guys feel like they're still getting played and, people are still, new generations pretty much are into it and everything like that?
It's a blessing, my brother, because the music has lasted this long. A lot of fans, women fans and men fans, they always tell us, hey bro, I used to listen to you in high school or I used to listen to you in grade school. And I still listen to you now. So it means that you made us part of your life. You made us a soundtrack, and that's a blessing just for any artist, for music to last this long and for people to still play it, pass it down to the generations, like Brettonwood. Brettonwood came out a long time ago, but for the fact that my mom and dad loved them, I got to meet them. So I think thank you to all the fans
Right.
and the parents that keep our music alive, because that's what's starting to happen is these young kids are searching for love, brother, and they're not finding it in some of this music, and I think they're going back and trying to find it, and they're finding us.
Yeah, yeah. I remember when that Soulfly hit, because I'm from Phoenix, you know, born and raised. And,
AZ.
I remember when they hit in Phoenix, and that shit was crazy, man. I was just like, damn, yeah, it was a crazy era at that time.
It was a good era, man, and I thank you for reminding me of that time. You know, but to answer all that, it was all the music that we've ever done. I would never take back, brother.
All good.
Yeah, yeah. All right, man, for sure.
You take care of yourself, man. Arizona, stand up.
All good. Good enough. Thank you. Okay, let's keep it pushing. We got time for a couple of more phone calls.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get it in. That's what she said. Call her your name and where you calling from.
What up, MB Riders?
What's up? What's going on, brother?
Yeah. Hey, I wanted to tell you how I used to get a girl.
Okay,
It was great.
I gotta hear it.
I used to be like, and then I wanted to ask you which one of you was the one that was is the one that said that. I used to be like, the day I wrote these was for you. I tried, could have died that day. I had to be a complete man. Cause in the palm of my hand, everything I dream for more. And you know that I'm down for yours forever in life. The reason that I made you my wife was because you see me for me, the real me.
Oh, you're into the remix.
And love me unconditionally. And even with the circumstances that I handle, you can give me a chance. And that's why
I live and
I
breathe
live and
for
breathe
you
for you and the kids. And you kid.
That's all right.
Yeah, man. You know, yeah, that's your boy Zigzag on that song. You know, there's a funny story to that song, my brother. Runaway was really pushed by Art LeBeau.
That fool hung up real quick. We got another phone call. But thank you for that. Caller, your name and where you calling from?
Hey, what's up, man? My name's Victor, calling from San Diego, 619.
San Diego in the building. What's good, my brother?
619.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Just wanted to give a shout out to Zigzag and Dose. You guys are legends, man. And
thank you, brother.
Thank you for the great music you guys put out.
I appreciate that, doggy. Thank you so much.
Hell yeah.
No problem. When you guys coming to San Diego?
We'll be back soon. We got a tour coming. Only in your town for one night tour coming soon. So just be looking for the dates. We'll be coming very soon.
Oh yeah.
All right, man, for sure. If
right,
you guys need a third group member, I'm right here.
Hey, we got
I'm fucking with you.
All right now.
And much love and respect, man. Have a good night.
DJ 619.
Okay, let's keep it pushing. When you guys go to San Diego, do you guys ever go to TJ go get some tacos?
No.
Oh, shit. Okay. Caller, your name. Where are you calling from?
Kind of taco.
Yeah. Yes.
Hey, what's up? I just want to give a shout out to the MB Riders.
What's up, brother?
And I want to give a shout out to homie Tony.
What's good,
I
my
just want
brother?
to speak on one of my favorite tracks. I like that one, Pretty Girl. That one's pretty sick. That's been my favorite shit since fucking high school.
Wow, bro. Thank you.
Appreciate that.
So as a fella,
Yeah,
let me ask you, brother. As a fella, you know, what was it about that song that made you like it? You know, because I don't really hear too many fellas saying they like that song, but I'm just, you know, I always wanted to ask.
If I could make it out, well, the first thing I have in mind, like I could say, it just sounded like straight up like Chicano, you know, like Raza related, you know.
Dope.
Like I just heard that shit, and I was like, that shit sounds fucking sick, like Cholo status, you know, like something like that. But yeah.
Sock check, he said.
Yeah.
It's all love, man.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you calling in, brother. Thank you for loving the song.
All right, man.
Make sure you check out our new single, brother. Our new single.
Okay, my bro. Thank you. Okay, let's go. We're going to tap for 2 more calls. They got to be quick ones, okay? Let's go. Caller, your name and where are you calling from?
Good afternoon. This is another shameless plug. Miguelito's Tattoos on Instagram.
Yes, I know exactly who you are.
What's good, my dog? How you doing?
What's up, my man?
Hey, straight up, it's a pleasure and an honor to finally get to talk to the famous MB Riders, man.
Thanks,
Thank you, brother. That really means a lot, brother. Thank you so much.
Hey, man, I have just one question for you guys.
Go ahead.
All right, look. You know how you guys were saying that back in the day, you guys would do freestyles in backyards and stuff?
Yeah.
Are you guys down right now
to bust a freestyle for Roadium Radio that used to do back in the day.
Oh man, well I wish we had the time, my brother. We don't have the
Underground
time.
shit.
I wish we did have the time, though, my brother. We get it. We can hit the road here in a few minutes. I think you were we had 2 more phone calls. You were
one more after this one.
So we got 1 more phone call. But man, just check out our new single, brother. If anything, you want to hear some new music, check out our new single. It's called Feel Another Way. Just go to YouTube or Spotify or Apple Music, brother, and check it out, man.
All right, man. Gotcha.
Appreciate you.
All right, Miguelito. That guy always calls and asks people that question, bro.
Yeah.
What's the freestyle, Lee?
Yeah, call her your name or where you calling from?
This is Alejandro coming from Sacramento.
Alejandro from Sacramento. What's good, my brother?
Sac-town.
You're the last caller, my bro. So,
Gracias.
Yes, sir.
I'm still watching you guys on my other phone, but I just wanted to say, people have a misconception to think that you don't have a fan base up north. Just want to let you guys know, people support you up north as well.
Thank you, brother.
Yes.
And keep doing your thing. Nice to see you guys still around doing your
Well, hopefully
thing.
we can see you at our tour, man. It's coming up in March.
Yeah, we're gonna be in Northern Cali also, man. So thank you, Sac-town, for all the love.
Sacramento to the Bay Area, man.
Already.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Gracias.
Gracias, carnal. Thank you. Okay, let me go ahead and get this out of here. Okay, let's see. No more. That's it. That was the last call, homeboy. That was the last call for alcohol. That's it.
Last call.
We can take these off now. Okay, my bro. Really quick. Once again, let's promote that single. It came out about 6 days ago, a week ago.
Yeah.
Okay, where can people get it? What's the name of it again?
Oh, the name of the song is called Feel Another Way. It's a new track. It just came out 6 days ago, brother. It's a type of track that it's a feel good vibe. It's a little bit of the new with that NB Writers feel, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? We haven't heard no negative feedback, so that's a lovely thing. We actually performed it last night.
It's actually like a home cooked meal, man. That's all I could say. It makes you feel good. No matter how you hear it, when you hear it, where you hear it, it just makes you feel good. And I think that's the one thing we've been trying to come up, is working for new music. We're just like, man, we have such a big following and, a certain quota we have to meet. And we want to make sure we give and deliver. And that was the one thing, man. My boy Los picked out the single and we was like, you know what, this is the one.
Okay, 2 more things before we head on out. Okay, somebody sent me this. Good afternoon, my bro. I was wondering, look, I dedicated Runaway song from NB Writers like 19 years ago to my wife.
Wow.
Last week was her birthday. I know she will love a little shout out from NB Writers. Her name is Veronica Ramirez. Can you guys give her a shout out?
A big shout out, big happy birthday to Veronica Ramirez.
Yes.
So much
Happy
love.
birthday. Hugs and kisses from the NB Riders.
That's right.
All right, Christian Garcia, I hope you like that, bro. Made that happen for you, homie. Other than that, who sang the chorus, bro, on Soulfly?
Soulfly was our boy Gemini.
Big Gemini. Out of Dallas, Texas. And it's crazy. That story is so crazy because that song happened by accident in a sense, where we were already working on that record and he had just done Crazy for You and some other records for himself.
Right.
And their car ended up jacking up somewhere along the line, so they had to stay an extra day. So that extra day put him in the studio and came out with that classic.
So now, what is the last song? This is a question for me that you guys close out with.
The last on our shows?
Yes.
Forever.
That was the new single, but it was Forever. It was
Yeah.
Forever.
Yeah, Forever was the closer. Only because I feel like that's the song we dedicate to our fans. Like, we're going to love you forever. Thank you for being there for us. So we always tell the fans, thank you for sticking up, sticking with us for all these years and passing our music down. And,
And just thank you for accepting me and Zig on our own. You know what I'm saying? They don't know what we had to go through. You want to go through mountains and,
mountains and
that's what I'm
valleys
telling
and
you,
deserts and oceans.
We do the possible and let the Lord do the impossible. You know what I'm saying? And, man, he opened so many doors and fought for us to get here, even to your show. That means a lot to us, even just to be here in this platform.
Awesome. Now, at this point, because we're out of time, shout-outs. Let's start right here with Zigzag, and then those shout-outs. Anything you want to say?
First, to my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, thank you for everything. Everything that's possible with you. My family, my son Roman, my team, the riders, Roxy, my boy Dos, even Marco, man, just everybody that's ever been part of this brand, good or bad.
Yeah.
Thank you. Upstairs Records.
All good. Those.
One love to everybody, man. I love everybody. To me, the main thing is that let's just all stay in our own lane. We love everybody, and thank you, writer, for the NB Riders, and we'll see you soon.
All good. Okay, let me go ahead and give my shout outs once again. I'm going to give a shout out to my team, Norbert. Deals with Norbies. We're not sure if we're going to go live either Monday or Tuesday, but make sure you guys get your ghetto news from an unprofessional perspective when we go live. Okay, and also let me give a shout out to my boy Alex Cervantes Enterprise on the ones and twos behind the scenes. He's the one who runs all this shit. And then let me give a shout out to the hip hop Jedi and to my son B-SKANLESS, and to all the LA fools, the IE fools, all the San Diego fools, and all you fools, all you regular fools out there. And once again, this show was sponsored by Nacho Granny's Cookies. Okay, these aren't your normal cookies; these are real good cookies. Okay, so once again, make sure you guys go to Nacho Granny's Cookies. It's on the description, and it's also should be on the live chat. And if not, shame on these guys because they're running the show. Okay, but also let me give a shout out to all the moderators. Okay, everybody on the live chat, everybody, all the Roadium Radio warriors out there. Much love, much respect to you guys. And also to the NB Riders, check out their new single. Their tour is coming up. Make sure you support them. Much love and respect to all you guys. Arizona, stand up. We good.
Tony, thank you so much, brother.
Thank you, guys. We out of here. Stay blessed. See you guys tomorrow.
You got it locked on road.